Hello, and welcome back to Rural Vermiculture. And last week, I was trying to calm down the moisture situation again, so that I can start a setup on the transferring of the worms to the new bin, a larger bin. And try to migrate them out of the castings. I don't know if I'm going to do it this week or not, but I'm going to check in and see just how it works out. So there we go. First is it's a bunch of moisture, a lot of moisture, and we need to try to get rid of some of that moisture and clean the lid up a little bit while we're at it. Why not? Okay, that'll get rid of some of it. As the moisture hits this lid, it'll evaporate and turn into water droplets and fall right back down into the bin and create, just the same amount of moisture. I mean, you can't add any more, you can't take any more away other than what you feed them and spray on them if you're going to spray some moisture on them. Looks like the worms have been eating at this just as I requested, so good to know they're obedient. Let's see. And no, it's just nonsense to assume that worms could. Never mind. Okay, let's see. Trying to find out if there's any wisp hiding in this paper. It is getting tore up pretty good. Wow. Can't even hardly get it separated to check in and see if there's any worms hiding out in it or not. Alright. There we go. Maybe. About done with this. Okay, there's a wisp. And that's probably mostly what would be eating at this paper, would be the wisp. Because even though red wigglers are voracious eaters, the wisp, little babies, they tend to eat quite a bit more. Because as they're just starting out, they have a lot of growing to do, and they do a lot of eating to do that growing. So, okay, let's try to get the rest of this paper out of here. I don't see any other than just the one wisp that I've found so far. Put this back. I'm not sure how well it's going to go back this time. It's not looking very good. Don't see any wisp on the back side of it. Well, here is if you can see that, you should. That's a cocoon, but it appears to me that it is a hollow cocoon. The worms have already hatched out of it and made their way into the castings. And they're feeding in this bin. right now. It's stuck right on the bottom of the newspaper. What's this? Is that the same hollow cocoon that I just had? Just didn't notice where I flipped it. But I'm about tired of using this paper. It's getting very difficult to deal with. I may set that down in the feeding area. Or perhaps just toss it over into the new bin. Which that's something that's good to do too. It would help to inoculate the bin. But I got a couple of things I want to do in the matter of inoculating the new bin. I haven't got it completely set up yet. I've got a bit of cardboard strips in it, and where I've been working a lot and been busy with other aspects of my life, I haven't had a whole lot of time for my worms. But I plan on having a little bit more time for them this week. So I went out and I got some unsulfured molasses, and I plan on including that and some castings from another casting bin. There's finished castings, and making some worm tea to spray on their bedding in the new bin. Let's see what all we got down here. I didn't feed them any pumpkin the last time. I'm trying to avoid juicy foods until I get them situated with the new bedding. I think this is eggshell. Yeah, that would be eggshell from the compost bucket that I got them out of. So, set that to the side. Don't need that. And here's still some of the lettuce that's lingering. It is breaking down further. That's still crunchy. That's amazing. I thought that would have been gone a couple weeks ago. Digging down, I'm finding the carrots. I kind of expected to see them here. Maybe not all of them. Which I ain't exactly seeing all of them. I believe they've eaten some of the carrots. Here's some of the carrot material breaking down on top of the bedding. Have some mold here from something. Let's see a piece of carrot with some mold on there. Yeah, the carrots are molding, and that just became airborne. Well, good. I could use some mold in my lungs. Probably running a bit low. Alrighty. See about the rest of the bin. I put in some other greens for them. I'm not seeing, well, greens. I'm not seeing any of the greens. Can't exactly remember what I put in here for greens the last time. Whether it was onions or what. But anyways, the greens that I put in here for them, they're gone. These castings are still kind of muddy. So it's going to take a bit to get these out of the castings. As I set up their new bin and their migration zone, probably going to have to set it up in a way to where I've got fast food that they can get into and eat pretty readily. There's another piece of eggshell from the compost bucket bin. So if you don't want to see stuff like that in your worm bins, and you do like me and set up a compost bucket to harvest your worms from the earth, then don't put in whole eggshells, because yeah, I started this bin out October 30th, October 29th, or October 30th. I believe it was October 30th. And I'm still finding chunks of those eggshells just like that. Of course, as these castings are getting muddier, those chunks of eggshells are becoming more clear to see. I realize now at this point this video has gone on to about 12 minutes. I'm trying not to make too lengthy of a video. Trying to cut back on them a bit. But I love spending a little time with my worms, and the only time that I get an opportunity to be in here with these worms is whenever I am shooting a video so that I can share them with you. So I hope you don't mind too much. I find these worms very interesting because they're doing so good. Guess that might be some of the fleshy part of the shell, the inner shell. Still got quite a few cocoons to hatch out in this bin. Another piece of the lettuce. More eggshells. I suppose where it's getting time to evacuate these worms from the castings. Still finding chunks of eggshells from the compost bucket. After I evacuate the worms out of this bin, I could try the castings out a bit. It'll take a while, because anybody who's been at this for a while knows that castings are really good at holding on to their moisture content. So I've got some greens to feed to them today. I've got some more onions. Try not to disrupt their feeding area too badly. Let them have at that mold. They'll love that. This is a cocoon that's getting close to hatching. Getting darker in color, at maroon color to it. But I do have some green onions here. I'm going to put those in today's feed. I had expected to see the carrots, and these are just what's left from the onions that I gave them a couple of feedings ago. There's the bulbs and the stems that I drew back from them. And I'm going to throw in a banana peel. I don't think I'm going to quite throw in 2 banana peels. Go ahead and give them the rest of this stuff. You know what? Well, let's bring it all back here. Getting kind of tired of dealing with that stuff. Get it down in there where the microbes can attack it and help break it down, the springtails. Everything will be comfortable enough to get to it. And no, I haven't done this feeding as per normal, or I would just throw everything down the feeding area. I am going to throw some coffee on the top. Not a whole lot of it this feeding. I'm going to give them some worm chow as a top feeding this time. Because they ain't got a whole lot in the way of foods that's going to break down too quickly for them. So they'll like to see the worm chow for sure. It's a lot of stuff on my fingernails I'm going to have to clean out. Usually why I wear gloves. Don't really like having to deal with this stuff as opposed to just stripping off a glove and throwing it in the trash. They're relatively cheap. But that's going to do it for this show. I'm working towards being able to just make a feeding area to where I can pull back the castings to one side or the other and set me up a feeding area to where I can throw fresh bedding down into it and put juicy foods into it. And at that point that I would do that, because these castings are still pretty moist, I don't expect they're going to be drying out too well anytime soon. I'll put juicy foods in there like pumpkin and probably check on them about midweek to do a harvesting of the worms, and I'm thinking maybe that might be the best way. But if you enjoy the show, give me a like, and if you'd like to be a member of the channel, subscribe. Membership is free. And if you'd like to know whenever I'm releasing new videos, hit the bell for notifications. Thank you very much for watching.